Hey YouTube, Hoodie Dan coming at you because I caught whatever is going on in the house, so I've got the chills. But tomorrow is the Halloween part 1. Usually these Halloween events are some of the best just because the Pokemon are usually pretty good. They introduce some stuff. So Morpeko is going to be introduced here. So we're going to go over the everything in this. We're going to go over the how it looks in GBL, and we'll go from there, see what else is out here. So tomorrow, 10 a.m. to the following Monday, so one full week worth, Morpeko will make its Pokemon Go debut. So this is the first time we're getting some sort of change. Morpeko will charge into Pokemon Go, changing the way you battle. Certain Pokemon, like Morpeko, will be able to change form in battle each time it uses a charge attack, unleashing new possibilities for you and your battle team. Initially, Morpeko will only be able to change forms when battling Team Go Rocket and GBL. So the featured attack, it has Aurora Wheel, which is an electric. Morpeko will learn the charge attack Aurora Wheel, electric, while it is in full belly mode. And then, so that's 100 electric. And then dark, Aurora Wheel, same thing, when it's in hangry mode. So starting with this event, you'll find Morpeko in reward encounters throughout the season GBL. During the event, Morpeko will be encountered more frequently in the premium track, making us pay for the premium. How niantic of you. After the event, starting at rank 16, you'll be able to encounter both, but more frequently in the premium. Okay, we get it. You're going to make us pay to get this thing. Max battles, Dynamax, Ghastly. So if you, the thing with this Dynamax is the 1-stars are so easy and they are everywhere, right? You can walk, I can like just walk down the block in the suburbs and there's like 10, just like people's homes. So if you want to look for a Ghastly, you should be able to get one. 2 times candy for catching the Pokemon. Increased chance of receiving Candy XL for nice throws or better. So those are always, that's a great bonus feature. And increased chance we can just shiny Umbreon in raids and shiny Zorua in wilds. Okay, there is a ton of Pokemon in this. There's only a few that I think are useful. So Fairlish is an interesting one because it got nerfed. Okay, but some people might even get to stay away. So the ones that I think are useful are Spinarak into Ariados, and I ask you to look no further than going to my video yesterday where I talked about the top 12 Pokemon used in the Little Play Pokemon Championship, and this was one of the top 12. This was actually number 7. So why is it number 7? In my analysis yesterday, I obviously talked about the Poison Sting buff, which is great, and the Trailblaze also got a buff. I said that I don't think a Trailblaze buff helps it as much as it may help others, because with Trailblaze, you boost your attack 100%, but boosting a Poison Sting, which does not do a lot of damage, is not that useful. However, what it does is allow you to hit double super effective against a Mudboy. So if a ground type Pokemon, or single effective against just pure ground, if ground type Pokemon comes out to beat you because, yo, poison, I'm going to just wall this, and then you have a Trailblaze, that's a really, really nice coverage move, and a faster one at that. Only 10 turns worth of moves to get to, 2 times 5. So with that, and I think just the meta, like flying got nerfed. There's not a lot of psychic in general. Fire and rock. I don't know what I just said there. Fire and rock. I think I just combined the words. You know, there's some, but not a lot. And then obviously fighting got nerfed, so there's not a lot of that, but there's a lot of poison. Fairies, I don't know if there's a ton of that. So anyways, I think it's worth grabbing an Ariados. Very, very spammy. Drifblim. I've gone over Drifblim multiple times. So Drifloon, Drifblim. I think it plays better than it's ranked. That buffed Astonish really adds a punch here, right? So decent energy, not amazing, but decent, with a really, really hard-hitting Astonish. Plus, then you have your Icy Wind to lower their attack and for some coverage, and then a Shadow Ball nuke. And whenever you get the same type of attack bonus on Shadow Ball, that's great. It is also, now there's no flying moves on this Pokemon, but it is half flying, right? And this meta has been hurting for flyers. So what's the point of having a flyer without a flying type moves? The thing is, like, because the meta is so limited with flyers, if you just go to flying type Pokemon, you can see Mandibuzz, Jumpluff, Galarian Moltres, and then you're at Togetic, and even a Nerf Skarmory still up there at 85. So there's not a lot of flyers, which means that if there's not a lot of flyers, you're probably not bringing your hardest flying counters constantly, right? So yes, there's still a Dugong. Dugong was a top 5 Pokemon at the championship as well, but there's probably not as many ice running around right now because there is not as many flyers. So it kind of gives Dripplin a little bit of advantage there. Now I know Purloin got buffed, but I think that's more just a little cup, because Purloin, no, not in the evolution. Jellicent's an interesting one. I don't think there's a point to use Jellicent right now in the Great League. I think Ultra League it still has play, but I don't think Great League there's much play when you have so many better ghosts in this meta, right? Here are all your ghosts that rank ahead of Jellicents. Some of these ghosts are Mud Slap users and ground. Others got your Claw. Others got Astonished buff down the board here. Frostlass has your Ice too. All right, so there's just so many other Pokemon that I think play ahead of it. I don't think there's a huge point in the Great League. I think it probably has way more play in the Ultra League. It looks like it's probably still below a lot of these Pokemon. So at least it's at 145. It's always been one of the best Pokemon in the Ultra League. Unfortunately, Surf got nerfed, so it makes it a little trickier to run. Yeah, there's not a lot here, but we don't really care about these. We care about what is this new Pokemon going to look like. Sableye, again, get Sableye. It's pretty good. Morpeko. Okay, so this Pokemon has been put into PV Poke. The full belly one. So in terms of stat product, holy crap, this thing's a glass cannon. 141 attack, 97 defense, 114 stamina. So for those of you who do not know what this means, it means it's going to hit real hard and not be able to take any charge moves at all. But Thunder Shock is one of the fastest charging fast moves in the game, 4.5 energy, which means you are getting to your moves real quick. And look at that Aurora Wheel, 45 energy, 120 damage, 2.67, and 100% chance of boosting your attack, which is actually quite crazy. Psychic Fangs is the other one, basically just as a bait type move, right? So the reason you're running Psychic Fangs is, again, it's not like, well, you're lowering your opponent's defense, but it's not like it's really doing anything for that move. It's a bait move at 35 energy. Your other moves are 45 and 60 to go through there. It is an electric dark, hence the both Aurora wheels here. One electric, one dark, same stat product across the board. In terms of typing, electric dark is kind of a unique one. 4 weaknesses, the prevalent one being ground. Ground is everywhere right now. The other 3, not so much. In terms of resistances, you know, whenever you pick up a ghost and dark resistance, again, there's not a lot of flying, but when you pick up those 3 resistances, it's quite good. So I've been interested to see this Pokemon in action here. I don't truly understand and someone please drop it in the comments if they've explained it and I just missed it. So you get the full belly mode with the electric one, and then you get the Aurora Wheel with the dark one. I don't truly understand how the change form in battles works. Is it, because it's got dual typing, but does a change form mean like you become one typing and get to do the one move if you want? I just don't know how it's going to work in practice. So if anyone has any ideas of how this is going to work in practice, please let me know. And when this Pokemon does come out, I mean, I'm sure other content creators are going to cover it before me, but I will definitely cover this this Pokemon because again, I don't think it's going to be that amazing. Electric, unfortunately, in a meta dominated by ground Pokemon, is probably not strong. 2020 is actually quite good. But 2020 against what meta? So your losses are real tough here. Marowak's everywhere. Serperior still the top grass Pokemon. Gastrodon's there. Clodsire is going to be a hard loss too, which is everywhere. And what are your big wins? You know, there's not for Alligator, right? As the main water, this is pretty nice. Now the problem is, this is going to be even shield, even energy scenario, and you can probably just go straight. It's saying bait, but I don't think you need to bait if it's only 5, because it should be 5 and 5, and you should win CMP. Yeah, so you don't need to bait. It only takes 5 Thundershocks to get to this Aurora Wheel, so you don't need to bait the move, and this will one-shot. So the thing is, like, yes, it will beat for Alligator in the even shield, even energy scenario, but one Shadow Claw is going to flip this matchup, right? So here's one Shadow Claw advantage to for Alligator, and you're seeing, did I put it on? Oh, I forgot to put it on. Here's the one Shadow Claw advantage for Alligator, and you're going to see you are going to land that Hydro and take this out. So yes, 5 Thundershock to an Aurora Wheel, a nuke of a move is very good, but this thing is so glassy that if like for Alligator comes in as a safe swap, you think like, oh, I got my electric Pokemon. Like, no, you're going to lose because you're already behind on Claws. So just keep that in mind. Unless you bait. Unless you get to the Aurora Wheel, you bait the Psychic Fangs and you get the shield, and then you'll win CMP the second time around, assuming that they only got 1 extra Claw through. So just keep that in mind. Another option is just to have this on the lead, right? Have this on the lead where you can Aurora Wheel. I was going to say and bail, but does it have any secondary? Yeah, it boosts your attack, so you don't even need to bail. It boosts your attack. Although this thing is already a nuke, 120 damage. It's probably going to do a lot of damage anyways. It's really interesting, right? Because you have a nuke of a move coming at you in only 10 turns worth of move that also boosts your attack. So to do a nuke 120 damage that is actually more the second time around, I think this thing is going to be like a shield advantage beast. And I think that's where you're going to see it play, right? So here is 2020 in the even shield, even energy scenario. But I got to imagine this 2-1, you're going to pick up a lot of wins. Yeah, 33 and 7. And same thing probably in the 1-0. You probably have a ton of wins. And that's not surprising. 35 and 5. That should not be surprising because you will be able to just nuke a lot of things. However, you're still not going to be able to nuke things that double resist electric. Your ground type Pokemon, which double resist electric. So there's nothing you can really do about that. So if you're going to run this Pokemon, I would have probably 2 answers to ground type Pokemons, because you get absolutely walled by this thing, and that even in the energy, even the shield advantage scenario, you cannot win. So if you're going to run this Pokemon, definitely take that team building suggestion. And let's just say, what are your team building suggestions? Abomasnow, Jumpluff, Ariados, Manabuzz. Notice something about the first 4 Pokemon? I don't like Sandslash because that makes you pretty bad to ground. But do you know something about the first 4 Pokemon? Actually, Ariados is neutral because it's half poison, half bug. But the other 3, Abomasnow, Jumpluff, Manabuzz, all resist ground. So hence the team building here. Throw on Manabuzz as maybe a bulkier Pokemon. Oh, that makes you double dark though. So you're double weak to Fairy. So you need to like run something on the lead that can deal with Fairy. That's the only problem. That's what this is going to show. It's going to be like, hey, do you remember your Fairy weakness? And then get me some poisons in there to deal with that, essentially. So yeah, interesting to see how this Pokemon works. Again, outside of this, I don't know if there's like a ton that I'm super excited about. But again, I've been playing since 2018. Ghastly and Dynamax, I may just do like a few just to have it. Again, because it's very easy to do Dynamax. They are everywhere. And then a lot of these Pokemon are not that useful. Probably second time around, because you notice that this does say part 1. Part 2 will be the following week. So we'll probably get some in the following week that maybe are a bit better, because quite honestly, there's nothing super enticing here in the wild. Anyways, that is it. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate the support and thumbs up. I'll cover it in my morning video. Yeah, if you want to know about the essentially 90% drop in my revenue, I'm not alone. It seems to be on the YouTube end, but they're not taking any responsibility. So I went over it in the morning video. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.